Browns predicted to trade down in NFL draft to select star receiver to bolster offense. The Cleveland Browns are predicted to make a surprising decision at the 2026 NFL Draft. Cleveland has 2 first-round picks in the NFL Draft after trading down in last year's draft. Although the Browns have plenty of needs, CBS Sports Josh Edwards predicted the team will trade down with the Dallas Cowboys from 6th overall to 12th overall. With the 6th pick, Dallas is predicted to select Caleb Downs. Although Downs would fit the Browns' defense, Edwards predicts Cleveland will select wide receiver Jordyn Tyson 12th overall, along with getting 2 future second-round picks. Cleveland's long-term plan at quarterback remains unknown, but it is unlikely to be on the roster, Edwards wrote. It would be wise to accumulate future resources to potentially make a move in upcoming draft years. Dallas is more focused on the present, so it parts with future resources. Number 12 overall and 2 future second-round picks, in exchange for number 6 overall and future 4th and 6th-round picks. It is a reasonable trade considering the Browns still address one of their 2 biggest needs, wide receiver and offensive line. Tyson would bolster the Browns' offense and compete with Jerry Jeudy for the team's number 1 receiver. He recorded 61 receptions for 711 yards and 8 touchdowns last season, but his best year was the year prior, when he helped ASU reach the playoffs. On the offensive side, we felt like we have a number of young pillars, cornerstone pieces, but we envision a world where that side of the ball is going to have pretty significant turnover in the next several months, Barry said. In 2024, Tyson recorded 75 receptions for 1,011 yards and 10 touchdowns, showing he can be an elite receiver. Browns address O-line later at 24th overall. Although Cleveland passed on picking an offensive lineman 6th overall and traded the pick, Edwards has the Browns addressing the position at 24th overall. Cleveland could have 5 different starting offensive linemen in 2026, and Edwards predicts the Browns will select Monroe Freelings out of Georgia. After trading back in the first round, the Browns selected Arizona State wide receiver Jordyn Tyson, Edwards added. Every starter along the Cleveland offensive line is slated to hit free agency this offseason, so that is a critical area to address as well. Monroe Freeling is a developing option for blindside protection. Freeling could compete for a starting job, but could also be someone the Browns look to develop. He could sit for a season and then take over at left tackle in 2027 and beyond. Regardless of who they take, the offensive line is a major need for the Browns. What draft picks does Cleveland have? The Browns have several needs entering the offseason, and Cleveland will look to bolster its roster in the NFL Draft. Cleveland has plenty of draft picks, including 2 first-round picks. In total, the Browns have 10 total picks, including 4 in the first 3 rounds. The full list of the Browns' draft picks is as follows. The wind off Lake Erie has always carried a certain restlessness into Cleveland. It swirls through downtown, rattles the steel bones of the stadium, and whispers to fans who have learned patience the hard way. In 2026, that wind may carry something else: boldness. The Cleveland Browns are predicted to make a move few saw coming, not a splashy leap forward at number 6 overall, but a calculated step back. A trade down. A gamble on vision over impulse. According to CBS Sports draft analyst Josh Edwards, Cleveland could send the 6th pick to the Dallas Cowboys in exchange for the 12th selection and 2 future second-round picks. Dallas, eager to win now, would move up for dynamic defensive back Caleb Downs. Cleveland, meanwhile, would turn its eyes toward the horizon. At number 12, the Browns are projected to select Arizona State wide receiver Jordyn Tyson, a rising star whose trajectory mirrors the kind of ascent Cleveland desperately needs on offense. This is not merely about a player. It's about philosophy. General Manager Andrew Berry has spoken openly about impending turnover on the offensive side of the ball. The Browns' quarterback future remains murky, perhaps unsettled beyond the current roster. In such uncertainty, Berry appears poised to do what disciplined franchises do best: accumulate assets, widen the runway, and build options rather than chase headlines. Trading down would signal patience and confidence. Tyson's numbers tell part of the story. 61 receptions for 711 yards and 8 touchdowns last season. The year before, a breakout campaign, 75 catches, 1,011 yards, and 10 touchdowns, helping Arizona State surge into national relevance. Production, yes, but also timing. Big plays when they mattered most. Routes that carved open space like a sculptor with a chisel. Hands that turned 50-50 balls into 70-30 certainties. Cleveland already boasts talent in Jerry Jeudy, but Tyson would not merely compliment him. He would challenge him. Iron sharpens iron. A true number one receiver elevates the room, and Tyson's skill set suggests he could grow into that role quickly. His fluidity off the line, vertical burst, and body control would stretch defenses horizontally and vertically, forcing coordinators to rethink coverage schemes that once suffocated the Browns' passing attack. Imagine autumn Sundays on the shores of Lake Erie. A young quarterback, perhaps drafted in a future year using those newly acquired picks, drops back behind improved protection. Jeudy streaks across the middle. Tyson accelerates down the boundary. Safeties hesitate. The offense breathes. That future flexibility is the hidden treasure in this projected trade. 2 additional second-round picks in upcoming drafts could be ammunition, currency for a quarterback move, reinforcements for the trenches, or depth across a roster in transition. In an AFC loaded with aggressive contenders, flexibility is survival. Yet Cleveland's blueprint does not ignore the present. With the 24th overall selection, Edwards projects the Browns to address another pressing need: offensive line. Enter Monroe Freeling of Georgia. A developmental tackle with length and upside, Freeling represents the quiet half of Cleveland's strategy. Every projected starting offensive lineman could hit free agency in 2026. Stability up front is not a luxury, it's oxygen. Freeling may not start immediately, but the Browns could afford patience. Let him add strength. Refine his technique. Learn the nuances of NFL pass protection. By 2027, he could anchor the blind side, protecting whichever quarterback ultimately leads this new era. It's a layered approach: explosive weaponry outside, foundational security inside. Critics might argue Cleveland should simply stay at number 6 and grab the best player available. Downs, for example, would fortify an already competitive defense. But the Browns' defensive core has been their identity in recent years. The next step forward requires balance. An offense capable of striking quickly changes everything. It shortens games. It forces opponents into predictable scripts. It allows a strong defense to play with leads instead of desperation. Tyson embodies that potential shift. His 2024 season, 1,011 yards and 10 touchdowns, wasn't just statistical growth, it was proof of ceiling. Elite receivers tilt the field. They command double coverage. They create